Welcome to the fourth instalment of our 2014-15 season review. This week we will be looking at November. The Shakers went into the month fifth in the league after a mixed set of results during October. Bury kicked off the month with a 2-0 win over Cambridge United at the JD Stadium. The Shakers raced into the lead, finding themselves 2-0 leaders within the half hour through goals by Nicky Adams on the 13th minute and Danny Rose on the 28th minute. They were then forced to work hard to hold on to their lead as the U's pushed forward. Manager David Flitcroft felt it was a dominant performance from his team.
Professional second half, very dominant, fluid, creative first half. Professional excellence, that's what I told the players, at half time. We went out to a man, every single one of them executed a very good game plan. We knew we'd be able to dominate them, but it was wave after wave, and we played through the units, played through the lines, and at times that first half for me was the best football we've played, best performance, great decisions, when to cross, when to hurt them, when to slide, pass, and two fantastic well worked goals. So delighted with the first half. The second half, no two halves are the same in football, they never are, and we was never going to dominate them. You expect a Richard Money team to come at your second half, which they did, but to then withstand it, and we showed two sides to our quality. We showed a character, we showed a resilience and resolve second half that saw us, claim a clean sheet.
Bury sat 61 places above Hemel Hempstead Town in English football as David Flitcroft's side looked to prevent a serious cup upset at Gig Lane. However, the shock was on when a well-worked corner routine and some persistence from Daniel Talbot paid off. James Potham finding space inside the area to shoot home via a slight deflection. Bury, who were knocked out by non-league opposition at the same stage last season, soon levelled, however, when Kelvin Atuhu's shot rebounded to Andrew Tutt, who rifled into the bottom corner from the edge of the area. The former Manchester City youngster's first of the season. The Tudors, who sit 17th in Conference South, were beginning to sit deeper and nearly conceded from a Bury corner. Danny Rose's header cleared in a goalmouth scramble. And Hemel Hempstead, who were appearing in the FA Cup first round for the first time since the 1938-39 season, when they were known as Apsley, rode their luck even more in the second half. Tutt denied after good work from Nicky Adams. Bury hadn't lost at home in any competition since the opening day of the campaign, and their pressure eventually told, deservedly going in front in the 88th minute when Chris Hussey's cross fell to Nathan Cameron, whose close-range finish flew into the net. Visibly deflated, Dean Brennan's side lost their shape and conceded again just 2 minutes later. Daniel Nardiello, who'd missed the last 3 games through injury but on as a substitute, heading in from close range with 90 on the clock. Bury pushed all the way, but 3-1 the full-time score.
On the FA Cup win, Joe Thompson said,
it was difficult. It was difficult. It was always going to be difficult, and you don't want to be that banana skin, and the standout performance from Hemel Hempstead to beat us. So we dug in and we got the result. Yeah. So it's positive.
It's difficult in some ways, isn't it, Joe? Because most teams you'll know someone from the opposition, you've either played against them, but there, I guess you knew very little about all of them.
No, well, the management staff did their best to get as much footage on them and stuff like that, and give us as much insight to the players. So we knew a bit, but like you said, you've not come across them again, so you don't really know how they're going to play, and it can be a bit unpredictable, but just one of them, you just have to deal with it when you come up against it.
The Shakers were looking to progress into the semi-final of the Johnstone's Paint Trophy, facing Tranmere Rovers in the quarter-final at the JD Stadium. Before the match, we saw the loan return of Everton striker Hallam Hope, who spent time on loan during the previous season. Bury started the game well, with Nathan Cameron converting a perfectly timed Nicky Adams cross for the home side in the 35th minute. However, after fighting back, Rovers grabbed an equaliser 2 minutes before the break, before taking the lead on the stroke of half-time. Bury carried on probing to get something out of the game to no avail, with the game finishing 2-1 to knock the Shakers out of the competition. Flitcroft was frustrated at the result.
Gaffer, what's the overriding emotion at the moment?
Reflection, obviously hurting. I desperately wanted to do well in this competition. I love the competition. I love how it's been designed to give clubs like ours an opportunity to get to Wembley, and that chance is over now. So a little bit frustrated, but you know, there's a lot of lads tonight who didn't deserve to be on a losing team, and barring a couple of minutes of madness where we just lost our focus and didn't do the detail that we've prepared for, you know, we'd have definitely won the game. But you know, credit to a resilient Tranmere team and a Tranmere performance. We give them that hope. We give them 2 goals, and you know, they had some hope and something to hold on to, and they did that magnificently.
Looking to get over the frustration of bowing out of the Johnstone's Paint Trophy, the Shakers travelled to Morecambe in Sky Bet League 2 looking for 3 points. Bury looked the stronger of the two sides throughout the first half, but couldn't capitalise on their dominance. In the second half, the Shrimps started to put pressure on the Shakers, and on the 70th minute, Kevin Ellison pounced on a loose ball in the box to get Morecambe the win. The gaffer felt that his side weren't good enough in the final third.
Gaffer, was 1 goal always going to win that one?
I don't think so, no. You know, we had a game plan, certainly in the first half, to with the run that they'd been on at home, to try and get 1 or 2 goals to the good. And you know, first half I was really disappointed with our quality in the last third. It wasn't good enough, it wasn't acceptable, and we got in that many times, you know, in the last third, in behind Beals and in behind Parish, that you know, we've got to make more of them opportunities. And when you don't, you know, you're always open to you know, potential goal against. And in the end, 1 goal was enough for them, but we didn't do enough to win that football match.
Back at the JD Stadium, the Shakers faced Newport County but ended up 3-1 losers. The Exiles started the game well, with Aaron O'Connor pouncing on a defensive mistake to score in the 3rd minute. Bury went looking for an equaliser, but their task got harder when O'Connor doubled Newport's lead just before the break. Danny Rose kept Bury in the game on the 61st minute with a well-placed shot 20 yards out, but it wasn't enough to get the Shakers back into the game, and O'Connor got his hat-trick just before the final whistle. New loan signing Hayden White said,
You know, the first half wasn't the best, but I'm hoping the fans can see that the second half was a big reaction, and hopefully something for us to build on, and something that won't be happening too regular.
I mean, in regards to the goals in the first half, then what was your reading of both of those?
They're mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. We can't blame them. We've got to pick everyone up as a team.
Next at the JD Stadium saw the visit of Dagenham and Redbridge, with Bury looking to get their promotion pushed back on track. The game was very disappointing for the Shakers, with the team dominating the game, but their inability to convert chances made sure the visitors went away with what looked like a comfortable 2-0 win via goals by Alex Jakubiak and Jamie Kjorton. Flickr felt his side need to learn to kill teams off when they are on top.
Gaffer, was that a case of not taking your chances?
On reflection, possibly, but I still think, you know, our level of quality was poor in terms of, you know, creating chances, and on the final one, you know, wrong decisions, and you know, it's cost us of late that not finishing off teams when you're on top, and you know, teams are coming in and they're sitting in, and we're trying to create chances, but there's trying and then there's doing, and we've got to start getting back to doing.
During the month we signed several loan signings, including Adam Elabd, Robert Milson, Scott Loach, Hayden White and Hallam Hope. November was a disappointing period, seeing the Shakers win 1 game and lose 3, finishing the month just outside the playoffs places in 8th.